which is the hazard pay for fire. Mayor Turner, I know they just got a raise, but this is a one-time $3,000. It is $11 million. They have worked so hard and tireless for us. So I just think it's necessary. I understand. But I think that it's necessary.
Let me just say now, because I want to make sure that the record is clear, because I hate when people say they are not getting paid.
I didn't say that.
No, but that's
okay. I'm just telling you. I'm saying I'm not.
They're
This is,
getting
I don't want to be political.
18% raise, a minimum of 6%. And bear in mind, I don't want us to forget now, under Proposition B, when it was valid, we gave the firefighters $17 million, which we never got back. $17 million on top of the 18%. 17 million. So to go now and add another 11 million, I mean, they have been working under hazard conditions, and I respect that and acknowledge that. So have police. So has the health department, solid waste. So when you go down this road, you may as well go down the whole road. We've had solid waste, public work employees who have lost their lives.
No,
you see what I'm saying? So I appreciate each and every one. And you can't pay any of them enough. Mm-hmm. Let me just say that. You can't pay any of them enough. But I do know I saw those health workers out there with their uniforms on when it was freezing cold and rainy, and they were out there working. And then in the heat, when it was hot and they had their uniforms on. So all of them have done an exceptional job for this city. And I don't want anybody to think that we are being ungrateful or the administration is being ungrateful when we are saying no. But if you go down this road, then you have to start acknowledging all of them.
Well, I just think it's necessary just because, I mean, they've faced retention issues. We're just not competitive with other cities. And like I said, it's a one-time allotment of money for them. And so.
Okay. Councilmember Huffman.
Thank you. I kind of want to echo what the mayor says about, going down this road of all these different departments. I mean, the police were out there too, working during COVID-19. And I do appreciate the fire department this morning, and actually right now they're still out there. There was a fire in my district where there were 3 fatalities, and they're still investigating it. But also the HFD civilian employees who came to work every single day. So I just don't think that we could do this just for fire, and so that's why I would oppose this.
Councilmember Knox.
I appreciate all the comments, but I don't think we can do this for anybody because we have a city charter that prohibits city council members from engaging in pay and benefits negotiations with employees. That's the requirement of the administration and the leadership of the various departments. So if we start down this road, we also have a city ordinance, not a city ordinance, a city charter issue. It says we cannot direct, as a city council member, we cannot direct department heads on how they can spend their specific money. I mean, we can give the department the money and they can do with it as they choose, but we can't sit around this table under the city charter rules and dictate to a department head how they can spend their money. So I appreciate the intent of all of this, and you're right, our firemen do deserve something. So do our policemen, so do our public works, so does every city employee that works in the city through this period. And so, but that's up to the administration, I think, to negotiate that in the next contract negotiations that come up down the pike. At any rate, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
I echo Councilmember Knox, your thoughts, and I appreciate that. Mayor, your thoughts, Councilmember Huffman. Councilmember Plummer, my question was going to be, does this include hazard pay for the janitors that were required to come to work? Does it include, for example, Mayor, the health employees? So I also want to, I had a point of information, Mayor, did we not during the pandemic also provide a carve out for housing HFD employees that contracted COVID when that we spent money, I assume millions of
Police and
dollars
fire.
on for police and fire that we did
Yes.
not afford
Yes.
other frontline workers during the pandemic. And have we not just increased pay salaries again for fire department? Okay, so again, I appreciate the thought of this. My concern is going down the road of saying you deserve this over somebody else, and to Councilmember Knox's point, recognizing the parliamentary procedure of it as well. Point well taken.
So just, Mayor, just for,
One second, Councilmember Kubash.
Mayor, I wanted to make sure that you had a mouthful before I ask you a question.
I'm good.
Did you ever claw back the money that we talked about clawing back? So none of that ever occurred. Do you mind if I ask the...
And I will tell you, and I have no intentions of clawing it back.
May I ask the city attorney a question?
Sure.
City attorney, Councilmember Knox brings up the fact that, that the charter, which I understand, I've read it, that we can't negotiate contracts with our employees. The city council cannot. Would this amendment be in direct violation of the charter if we were to pass it?
It could violate the charter if it is to the point that was made by the council member, that if it is directing how a department is to use funds for purposes of compensation.
It's a good answer.
Back to you, Councilmember Plummer.
Thank you, Mayor Turner. I just want to make sure, there's a lot of conversation about all the other people being important. I just want to make sure that none of my comments or this amendment is insinuating that someone else's job is more important than others. I'm specifically talking about fire right now. That's who I'm talking about. I appreciate every single city worker, every single person in public safety. I mean, I'm a healthcare worker. I know the risks I took along with everyone else in the city of Houston. So I don't want my comments to be misconstrued. But I respect your position.
So are you willing to withdraw, or you want us to vote on it? Are you willing to withdraw the amendment, or are you advancing the amendment?
No, I'd like to advance the amendment.
Okay. Any other discussion on this item?
I believe the amendment is out of order because it violates the city charter.
Okay.
Terry, Michelle, you want to rule? I mean, give me your opinion, and then I'll make my ruling accordingly. I know that was one of the tenets. If either was an ordinance or it violated and intruded upon the administration.
Yeah, I would. My legal opinion would be to agree with that point of order.
Okay. Then I rule the amendment out of order. Okay.
I withdraw the amendment. Thank you.